live stream. It's about to start up anytime soon. It's the biggest Kentucky game the whole season, and for Louisville, really. So comment who you want to win. And so, yeah, basically, I'll be talking to you all between the quarters or timeouts, commercial breaks, different things like that, so we can focus on the game. So, yeah, we're going to get started in a minute. It looks like it's... I am not seeing it right here, so I guess it's going to be live. Coming. Okay. Looks like any minute now. If you guys would like for me to do any more of these live streams, just comment down below. Anytime I'm open, I'll be filming my cats. And it's live. Here we go.
This kind of energy, and Rupp Arena is alive and kicking today, and alive and kicking this year, because they are so excited about the way their Cats are playing so far this season. High threes at a pretty good rate, and I know you're going to talk about cutting in the importance that has on their offense today. Kentucky all-time in this rivalry, 39-17 against Louisville. And this one with Pat Adams, Jeb Hartness, and Lee Cassell, the officials. We are underway here in Raleigh. And the good news for Kentucky, Lamont Butler, who missed the last couple of games with an ankle injury, is back in there and starting for the Cats.
It is not often you see two point guards that are good defensively. That's Chucky Hepburn of Louisville and Lamont Butler of Kentucky. Chucky Hepburn is holding his shoulder after the first play. He got a little stinger, but
foul on Louisville's Noah Waterman, but that is definitely something to keep an eye on. Chucky Hepburn is their best defensive player, their best distributor, their best scorer, and he's likely to play, assuming he's healthy, 36 to 38 minutes in this game. They rely on him for a ton. Andrew Carr having a real nice season, the transfer from Wake Forest. Jackson Robinson, who came with Mark Pope from BYU. Now Amari Williams, good position in the paint, and it goes.
Amari Williams is a left-hander. He wants to get to that right shoulder, but he's also a guy that they can run offense through because he's an excellent passer in the middle of the floor.
This is Hepburn, 3 years with Wisconsin, and he knocks down the three, averaging 14 points, almost 5 assists, and more than 3 steals per game. Again, he is everything for this Louisville team.
And that 3 steals, second in the nation.
And the soft rims for Jackson Robinson, the 6'6" grad student from Ada, Oklahoma, again, who came with Mark Pope from BYU. Rain Smith, a rare 2-point attempt. That is his 99 field goal attempt of the year. Only the 10th, that's not a 3. For them to win this game, he's got to make a bunch of threes today, right?
Yes, he's got to shoot it well. What a great reading by Chucky Hepburn on that pass into the post and Carr. Just read it like a free safety.
Javon Hadley with a drive and scoops it up too strong off the glass. Kentucky wants to play fast. Butler hits the trailer. That will take it away with a slam.
Nice dunk, by the way. We're gonna head upstairs real quick.
Hepburn misses the 3. Waterman with the follow. Noah Waterman, the
Butler for the assist.
at the line for Kentucky.
Butler for the assist.
At the line for Kentucky, Andrew Carr, 2 years in Delaware, 2 years in Wake, and having a really nice season. 19 points against Gonzaga, 17 against Duke. JV's also 3rd on the team in assists, and that is one of the foundations for this Kentucky team. They are sharing the ball very well.
Yeah, it's an excellent passing team. Unselfish, and they're such a good cutting team. They get constant movement. And the ball moves from side to side. It puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
And the matchup of Hepburn and Butler. Hepburn got to the elbow, pulls it back out, misses the 3. And it's down to Robinson in Kentucky. Robinson for 3. Great start for the Wildcats, up 11-5 early.
Jackson Robinson had a great game against Gonzaga. They were without a point guard in that game. He took over and was magnificent.
Amari Williams with the deflection. Butler for 3. Kentucky can't miss. A perfect 5 for 5 out of the gates. 9-point lead. We're back in 30.
I can't wait for tonight. The kids are coming? Great. No, Uncle Todd is out. Oh wait, he's in? Chris and I broke up. We're back together.
Easy Glide extendable tables, now available at Ashley.
Take a holiday from cooking this year with Popeye's Festive Family Box. Loads of biscuits, regular sides, and of course, our crowd-pleasing chicken, all for $20. This year, everyone gets exactly what they want. Have that chicken from Popeyes.
Kentucky's getting up and down the floor, getting good looks, and Jay, all 5 starters have already scored in this game.
Anytime there's been a miss or a change in possession, Kentucky's getting the ball down court so quickly. And Louisville really has to get back, stop the ball, and then try to build a wall. Because Kentucky's getting whatever they want right now. Louisville has not made Kentucky feel them on the defensive end.
Pat Kelsey, one sub. Terrence Edwards Jr., 5th-year senior, a transfer from James Madison. He was the Sun Belt Player of the Year a season ago. He has checked into the game. Javon Hadley there with the lay-in. And yes, Edwards comes off the bench, but he was starting most of the season. He gets starters minutes. He's capable of going for 20 in any game. First miss for Kentucky on the attempt there by Owen.
Terrence Edwards needs to really look to score in this game. Hadley got a bucket before it takes the 3. Hadley's an important player because he's a mismatch in this game.
There is Edwards off the glass and in, and a nice response out of the timeout by the Cardinals with back-to-back baskets.
I think you may see Pat Kelsey trying to run something for Noah Waterman just to get him going a little bit. He's been struggling from the perimeter. He's a good player.
Ball is loose and out of bounds for Louisville. As a team, the Cardinals shooting only 27% from 3 on the season. But if you look at some of the individuals, historically, they've got better numbers than they've shown this year. So Pat Kelsey remaining optimistic that guys will round into form.
And what choice do they have, really? This is how they play. And so they're going to keep taking good shots. And Pat Kelsey said, hey, look, the shots we're missing are good shots. I have no complaint about the shot selection. And he really believes the shots are going to fall. But they have to fall in this game to win it rough.
They are not as deep a team as Kentucky is. They have suffered a couple of injuries, season-ending injuries. So the rotation, which had been 10, maybe 11, is now 7, possibly 8 in this game today. Hadley kicks it. And the 3 way too strong for the freshman, Kanai Roots, who just checked into the game. Good defensive hustle there by Hadley to knock it out of bounds. We'll go to a timeout with the home side up by 5.
So, you like your job?
I love it. What I do is really important.
You give eye exams.
I give fresh starts, better vision, healthy eyes. Everybody wants that.
That they do. And they don't want to spend more money than they have to.
True. But good eye health? That's priceless.
Hero Doc saves vision.
Well,
Hero Owl saves money. Use your vision insurance for exams, glasses, and contacts, all at America's Best. Because eye care is healthcare, and you deserve the best.
This holiday, she's not settling for anything less than the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut, featuring pizza, breadsticks, and dessert, starting at $19.99.
It's a good deal, bro.
Get the holidays delivered with Pizza Hut.
Lowe's knows the best holiday tradition is taking your tradition to the next level. So if you find a lower price than the things you want, we'll match it. Plus, with My Lowe's Rewards, you can earn points when you shop to make the holidays even more sweet. Lowe's knows how to help you holiday.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions. GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. See the event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering.
Right now, during the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 total cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks. Hurry to your local Ram dealer today.
This rivalry goes back a long way, over 100 years. They played 9 games in a row, but then they didn't play in the regular season for 61 years. Been a few times in the postseason, including what's known here in this area in the Commonwealth as the Dream Game. 1983 Elite Eight, won by Louisville in overtime. Then they started playing every single year. Rick Pitino was on both sides of it. They've met a total of 6 times in NCAA tournament play. And again, they've played every year in the regular season since 83-84, with the exception of 3 years ago. There were COVID concerns in the Louisville program 3 years ago, but they're playing every year, and hopefully this will continue for many, many, many years to come. Again, when these programs are right, this rivalry is right up there with any in the country. We talk about Duke, Carolina, obviously. We talk about Indiana, Purdue, and there are others, but this one deserves to be in that top tier without question.
No question. And that 1983 Louisville team, both teams were outstanding, but the Doctors of Dump were something else.
And in Garrison, misses, that was your freshman year.
My freshman year.
Did you play either of these teams during the season?
We played Louisville in Cameron.
Waterman's three won't go down, and it's down to Carr. What do you, or should I stop asking questions, or what do you remember about that game?
I remember we shot 60% in the first half, and they still very little good. Lancaster Gordon, Studer, Rodney McCray, Charles Jones.
Lamont Butler with a three, and then at the other end a miss by Waterman. And again, Louisville struggling to make threes, and Kentucky doing what it does very well, getting out in transition.
Yeah, they are dominating this game in the open court. Every miss is being taken the other way, and taken the other way quickly.
Fast break points are 9-0 right now, Kentucky.
You really have to be physical against Kentucky, and physical on the offensive end with setting screens.
Blocked by Carr. Andrew Carr with the rejection of the Hepburn layup right at the rim.
So much versatility. He can go in the post, he can play out on the perimeter. Rebounds, length to block shots.
It's a group that has come together very quickly, very smoothly. Again, transfers from all over the place.
Off of a Louisville miss. Lamont Butler grabs the rebound, just takes it up himself, but nobody stops the ball. And Andrew Carr able to get right down the middle, block right in front of the rim. That's a big-time save, because that was an easy basket.
It's a pretty good sequence for Andrew Carr's personal highlight tape, don't you think?
He's had a lot of those this year. He's just coming off a double-double. They had 11 points, 10 rebounds against Colgate in a game where Kentucky did not have their best stuff, but still won.
They led 17-0 in that game. Then they fell behind early in the second half before pulling away. There's a three for Terrence Edwards Jr. Again, they need some offense out of him, and he is certainly capable of providing it, averaging just under 13 a game.
Well, he was a hot player. His last 2 games, he's averaging over 21.
Massive pressure, a steal, and the slam for James Scott, the 6'11 sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
For Louisville to win this game, they have to be physical and disruptive and make Kentucky uncomfortable on offense. And so far, they have not been uncomfortable. They're running clean offense.
Here's Kobe Bryant, the best three-point shooter in the country. He was statistically last year, and he's shooting it even better this year. Came into the game at 56%.
I'm not sure there's a maybe about that.
Strike that from the record.
And he cannot be allowed to shoot it without dribbling it. If he shoots from the catch spot, he's making it. It's a layup for him.
Well, the number one thing Pat Kelsey was concerned about at shoot-around today was getting back in transition. But next on the list was number 4 gets no open looks. That was said several times this morning.
Well, Rain Smith got picked off on that initial screen. It's just zoom action. And he just melts right into the screen by Jackson Robinson. Nobody switches out. And Kobe Bryant, when he has that kind of rhythm and shoots it from the catch spot, forget it. It's over.
The transfer from Dayton. Kentucky 4 for 4 from three-point range. Louisville 2 for 8. Edwards driving on Brea, gets it off, can't hit. Rebound Williams.
Awfully difficult shot.
Travis Perry into the game now for Kentucky. He's a freshman from Eddyville, Kentucky, scored over 5,300 points in his high school career. Playing sparingly, but they're without Kurt Crusoe. So a few minutes for him, and a nice cut finish there by Otega Owe.
A great cut, and Owe knows when he cuts that Amari Williams can deliver. He is an excellent passer.
And a nice floater there goes for Rain Smith. Again, a guy much more likely to take a three, but he knocks down a two.
Well, they're sticking to him at the three-point line and running him off of it.
Again, running offense through Williams. Ansley Almanor in off the bench for Kentucky as well, number 15 in white. And now Brea with 8 to shoot. Smith trying to stay in front of him. Brea goes by him and hits.
And when you have a guy like Kobe Brea who shoots it so well from the perimeter, that can really open up drives because you really have to press up on him.
Hadley bothered by Williams, and Williams comes down with it.
Hadley was just looking to get a foul more than anything. Just went right into his body.
And again, an easy transition bucket for Kentucky. And I believe an official called a timeout. I think we have a player dealing with an injury situation. I don't believe this was a called timeout by Pat Kelsey. But again, the number one thing Pat Kelsey talked about, Jay, getting back in transition, they didn't do it last time.
They did not, and part of that was James Scott was injured on the play, couldn't really get back. But nobody, the Red Sea parted, and Otega Owe gets an easy one.
When you want bedtime to be a good time,
Nice, sweetheart.
it matters where you stay. Stay and save up to 20% off. Hilton for the stay.
And Doug.
We're in a parade! Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up.
And you have to stream every night?
Yeah, every night.
You see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The season is underway with a touchback, and they'll take it from the fair. Fourth and goal. Let's see if this gamble pays off.
Come on!
There's the snap. The kick is up, and it's good. Steps out, fires, intercepted.
There's always next season.
4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month. New law, lower prices. Healthcare.gov is here for you.
Hey, my treat today.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover.
You're stuck in the past.
Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
You know what's better than one Papa John's pizza? 2 Papa John's pizza for only $6.99 each.
Only at Papa John's, bundle 2 or more Papa Parents menu items for $6.99 each. Get your favorites for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Better get you some Papa John's.
At the University of Kentucky, we do more than harvest from our rich legacy.
We sow and nurture the dreams and the dreamers. The graduates who plant themselves here.
The seekers who advance patient-saving care and research.
The community leaders who transform lives.
We do more than survive in Kentucky.
We strive in Kentucky. We thrive in Kentucky.
They're one in an all-out battle this year in the SEC.
The largest, the biggest,
Get out there and ball.
SEC Men's Basketball on SEC Network.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K, the official partner of couples who love the game. Well, Kentucky having its way in the offensive end, 11 for 14, 9 assists on those 11 field goals, 0-8 a slam, and you could see in the background there James Scott grimacing and laboring, trying to get back down the court. It appears to be a hamstring injury. One of the officials called the timeout and signaled to Mark Pope that that's what it was. They're thin as it is, Jay. As you well know, they have had a number of injuries this year, including maybe most notably recently Kason Pryor, double-figure score for them, tore his ACL. He's out for the season. It's really an 8-man rotation, and the 8th man doesn't play all that much. That is Frank Anselm-Ede, former Syracuse Orange, Georgia Bulldog. He just gets a few minutes here or there. If they can't get Scott back, they are really, really thin, as Chucky Hepburn knocks down a 3.
And especially thin up front. And that's why Noah Waterman has to have a good game and play significant minutes in this game. Great back cut.
And again, sharing the ball, not only so well, but so willingly. You see that game after game from the Wildcats.
Well, the problem for Louisville is that's coming off the initial action. Usually what Kentucky does is they'll get it off the second cut. That was off the first cut. Not enough pressure on the ball, and Amari Williams just able to deliver that with ease.
Edwards probing inside 10 on the shot clock. He'll try a 3 and hit. So Hepburn and Edwards with 3s on back-to-back trips.
So far, Louisville, even though they scored on that possession, they're not getting a ton of movement. And you give Kentucky credit because they're doing a good job defensively.
Edwards thought he got all ball, but he's called for the foul there on the attempt by Williams.
Kobe Brea, because you're so concerned about his shooting, you're pressing up on him. That's this little zoom action, and rather than come to the ball to get the handoff, he just cut it short, cut right to the basket. And a beautiful feed. But if you don't have pressure on the passer to try to take away vision just for a split second so you can buy yourself some time, they're going to pick you apart.
Amari Williams at the line for Kentucky, the grad transfer from Drexel. The third annual Jumpman Invitational tips off Tuesday in Charlotte. It'll be North Carolina taking on number 9 Florida at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
Walter Clayton Jr. having a great start to the season. The Gators have really played well to start. Everybody in the SEC has played well. I mean, holy cow.
Florida won again today. They are now 10-0. Beat Arizona State 83-66. 5 in the top 10 in the AP poll. Come out of the SEC. Wayne Smith will miss the 3. Big game for Clayton today. Had 25 against the Sun Devils. Butler into traffic, and he's fouled.
Kentucky, when they come down in transition, gets so organized so quickly. You have 2 guys that run to the deep corners, that opens up the middle, and Lamont Butler brings it up the right side. They run such an interesting offense. So much thoughtful passing and cutting. It's like watching a European pro team play.
The same kind of offense that Mark Pope ran at BYU.
Similar, yeah. There's some changes based on personnel, but it's very different from what he ran when he was in Utah Valley. And certainly different from what he ran when he was here as a player under Rick Pitino in the mid-90s.
One of the big reasons why, of course, the fan base embraced him to the extent that they have. He is one of their own, played a couple of years, was a captain here on the 1996 NCAA championship team. But you know why else they love him? They're 9-1. He has said and done all the right things, but he's put an exciting, very good product on the court as well. There's a reaching foul by Over.
There's such a positive vibe that comes from Mark Pope. He's positive in practice. I mean, he catches his players doing something right. You know, a lot of coaches catch them doing something wrong all the time. It's just constant correction. And it's not that there's no corrections in a Kentucky practice, but he catches them doing it right too.
Hepburn defended by Brea. The pass through the hands of Hadley. He gets it back. And now Edwards has to make something happen. Off the rim, down to Hadley, and a fresh 20. Smith misses the three. Again, they need some threes from Brain Smith. He made better than 100 of them last year in the College of Charleston under Pat Kelsey. Traffic on the far side of the court. Owe looking for Carr. He's got a mismatch. The kick to Brea. Oh, you're surprised when it doesn't go in when he launches. Williams the rebound. Wide open Brea. Good recovery though. Good closeout by Hepburn. And it is Louisville ball.
It was physical on the glass, as it should be. But even with Louisville really struggling on the offensive end, they're hanging in there. You got to stop the score, and all of a sudden make it a two-possession game or so. And Kentucky's playing with a little more game pressure.
And James Scott back into the game. That is good news for the Cardinals. Obviously, that hamstring situation is minor. As you said, two great defenders, and Hepburn and Butler matched up on one another. Look at the pressure from Butler. Hepburn into Waterman. Offensive rebound, Hepburn. Trying to tack Butler down. Good cut by Scott, and he lost it. It'll stay with Louisville with 9 on the shot clock and 7:46 to go. In the first half, everybody is in the holiday spirit. We got a rivalry game. We got a great scene. Happy holidays to all.
That wasn't Santa. He sits on a throne of lies.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats, the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Meet the traveling trio. The thrill seeker, the soul searcher, and ahoy, it's the explorer. Each helping to protect their money with Chase. Whoa, a lost card isn't keeping this thrill seeker down. Lost her card, not the vibe. The soul searcher is finding his identity and helping to protect it. Oh yeah, the explorer. She's looking to dive deeper, all while Chase looks out for her. Because these friends have Chase. Alerts that help check, tools that help protect, one bank that puts you in control. Chase, make more of what's yours.
We aren't building electric vehicles because it's trendy. We're building them to save our planet. To save it from all those soulless,
self-driving sleep pods everyone else keeps polluting our streets with.
That's why we're doing it.
When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's.
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
It matters where you stay. Stay and save up to 20% off. Hilton for the stay.
College football's most prestigious fraternity welcomes a new member. Dylan Gabriel, Travis Hunter, Ashton Jetty, Cam Ward. The Heisman Trophy ceremony presented by Nissan tonight at 8 on ESPN.
Money is tight, so we must make sacrifices. I give up my bespoke shaving subscription.
I'll stop ordering everything that's trending on Instagram.
And I will no longer agree to the add-ons at the oil change place just because the mechanic called me ma'am.
It really is a top-of-the-line filter, ma'am.
And of course, we'll downgrade our insurance to get a lower rate.
Well, you know you don't have to make sacrifices now that you're saving money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle.
You couldn't have said that like 6 seconds ago?
Is there anything better than an SEC tailgate?
Yep, a Sonic SEC tailgate. With all your Sonic favorites, like delicious Sonic Smashers or food-friendly foam fingers. Here we wear our colors on the outside and the inside. My stomach's cheering so hard right now. That's the Quag, 100% creamy queso. Go long! Sonic in the SEC, a match made in football heaven.
The 23rd annual Women's Jimmy B Classic comes your way tomorrow at 1 Eastern on ABC. Just about 80 miles up the road. It'll be Louisville and NC State. And our colleagues and friends, Beth Mowens and Deb Antonelli, will have the call for you. They came here to Lexington to see this game. Why are they here? Because not only is Deb and Beth obviously a huge basketball fan, but Deb is also the mother of Patrick Antonelli, a walk-on at Louisville. And I asked Deb before the game, bumped into her, and I said, why did Patrick go to Louisville? What's the connection? She goes, he just loved them as a kid. He played a video game and always pretended he was Louisville. He loved the mascot, and every book report he did as a kid was on Rick Pitino over and over and over again. He kept profiling Coach Pitino, but great to see Deb and Beth, and they will be your broadcasters for the Women's Jimmy B tonight at ABC.
And it's Patrick Antonelli's birthday.
That's right.
I wonder if Mom's going to bring a cake at a timeout. You think that would embarrass him if he did?
He's at that age when anything a parent does is embarrassing. You and I have both been through that with our kids. Waterman. And they needed that, and he needed that, and they are staying in this game. How are they doing it?
Well, they're doing it, but they've given a little bit more resistance, but they're hitting some individual shots. That was one of the first things they ran and really got it off an action that they ran. And I'm sure that was called by Pat Kelsey to try to get Noah Waterman going.
It's their 5th 3 of the game, a respectable 36% from beyond the arc. Beautiful find from Robinson to Carr.
The one thing that Louisville's having a tough time doing is getting stops. There's a Kentucky team that's got just about whatever they want on the offensive end.
They're shooting 72%, and they've got 11 assists on their 13 made field goals. There was a little contact there. The call, Pat Adams and Jim Hartness have different calls, and Pat Adams is taking charge and saying that is Louisville ball. And you can hear how the reaction is going to that.
Chucky Hepburn was operating down in the post, and that's something he did while at Wisconsin. But the cut was a little bit late. He's trying to back in Lamont Butler. Cut was a little bit late. Couldn't really tell who went off.
Yeah. In Ruth's defense, he got pushed on the play too, so maybe it's kind of a compromise to give Louisville the ball. Edwards will hit a 3, and the Cardinals are back within 4.
Edwards has been so hot of late. 21 against Duke off the bench. He had 22 against UTEP.
Louisville 6-4 on the season. All 4 of their losses have come against top 20 teams. They have had some good moments. This is definitely a program that Pat Kelsey has headed back in the right direction. They went down to the Bahamas. They blew out Indiana. They beat West Virginia. They played Oklahoma tough. It's going to take some time, and it's a process, but there is no question that Pat Kelsey has this program on a good path.
Well, he loves how they fight. He's got a competitive group, and he thinks that they're tough as nails. And they're showing it right now. I mean, they could have been blown out of here in this first half.
And you and I were talking earlier today about the tradition and history of this program, and when you look at championships, Final Fours, tournament appearances, what wins overall, this program is without question should be considered a top 15 all-time, maybe even inside the top 10. Right?
Yeah, it's top 10. Both these programs are top 10.
Yeah.
And that was a great play we just saw from Lamont Butler because he drove it into the paint and played off 2 feet. 2 hands, 2 feet. And got his defender in the air and then got a foul out of it. That was a really smart play by Lamont Butler. He's a smart player.
Yeah. He was the guy that Mark Pope said, well, we had to have him when they found out that he was in the transfer portal. Hadley back into the game for Louisville. Butler, of course, from San Diego State, hit that shot in the national semifinal to put him into the championship game 2 years ago.
He was also 2-time Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. And Mark Pope has 2 league 6th Men of the Year, Kobe Bryant and Jackson Robinson. And I think he's got 3 Defensive Players of the Year on this roster.
He didn't go out and get a whole bunch of 5-stars in the transfer portal. There is 1 McDonald's All-American on the team, Brandon Garrison, a sophomore who played last year at Oklahoma State. But it was more about fit than anything else for Mark Pope. Carr thought about it. Now off to Henry. Or Perry, rather. Excuse me, Travis Perry.
Nice job by Chucky Hepburn to blow off that handoff.
Carr puts it on the deck, has it stripped away, 5 to shoot. Robinson's got to get a shot off. A tough one from the baseline. And over the backboard is the call from Pat Adams, so that is automatically going to give it back to Louisville.
Boy, it's interesting on Louisville's offensive end. They're missing their wide open shots. They're making the contested ones. The ones that have been a little more difficult, they've knocked down. It's amazing to go this far in a game, 28 points and only have 1 assist. Everything's coming off individual action.
And they've made 6 threes. Kentucky, as we have a foul. Louisville's actually made more threes than Kentucky, but that's because Kentucky's only taken 5. Is Louisville doing a good job kind of forcing Kentucky out of the three-point?
A little bit, but Kentucky's doing a lot of what Kentucky's got has been going to the basket. Why not take it?
Take the shirt too.
Yeah, the transition has been a big part of this 34 points that they've scored.
It is loud and lively, as you can hear right now at Rupp. 34-28 Kentucky. Edwards already in double figures with 11. Turnaround will go. A nice job because he had to deal with the height and length of Amari Williams in around the rim.
Once the shot goes in, it's a little bit easier to get back in transition. They can take it out of the net.
Edwards now with 13. Perry, nice pass. And Williams will go to the line.
Terrence Edwards transferred to Louisville from James Madison, where he had a spectacular year last year for Mark Byington. A nice little hesitation move. Then in traffic, kept his poise and was able to get to that left shoulder and keep this Louisville team within 4.
And as you can see, this is a recent quote from Edwards. You know, one of the things that these Louisville players focus on is beating Kentucky. It's like Auburn, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State in football. We all know it. We all get it. This is a huge game. And again, that Louisville is not at the level that Kentucky is at right now. But in a rivalry game, you never know what can happen. And they are right in this one, better than 15 minutes in.
I know fans say that you can lose every game, but if you beat the rival, it's a great season. They don't really mean it. I'm pretty sure they do.
Scattered red, and I mean not a lot, around Rupp Arena here. Huge building, holds well over 20,000. Kentucky fans aren't selling their tickets in the secondary market to Louisville fans. They're coming to the game.
Why wouldn't they? Tremendous scene.
Edwards was looking for the foul call, and it winds up a foul underneath on Almanor. And good work on the offensive glass by Waterman.
Nobody blocked out Noah Waterman. Everybody just watching the ball. And Terrence Edwards, he just ghosted out into a fade screen and created that contact. Williams landed short, but nobody put a body on Noah Waterman. Almost wound up getting a bucket and a foul.
And that's a big one for Waterman. He has really been struggling at the line. 5 for 16 after shooting 81% a year ago from the line. And in the last couple of games, if you had seen the games when he would miss a free throw, you could see it was really getting to him. That one in and out, so 1 of 2. But he is a very capable shooter who just hasn't shot the ball like he's capable of so far this year. But they need offense from him.
And for Kentucky on the defensive end, their first shot defense has been pretty good, but they have to really do a good job on the glass. This is a good offensive rebounding Louisville team.
Williams going to work down low, bothered by Waterman, and it's Louisville ball.
What was it? He's terrible. He can't make a layup.
Hepburn with the 5-man. Williams on him out beyond the arc.
What a pass.
And Edwards misses the layup. That would have made it a 3-point game.
He hesitated, trying to get a defender up in the air.
What a deep three there by Jackson Robinson to extend the lead for the Wildcats. Boy, what a swing that was. A missed layup at one end and about as deep a three as you will see at the other.
It used to be in transition, you tried to get to the rim. Now you're running to the three-point line. Almanor in the deep corner and Jackson Robinson from deep.
I think we need a bigger yard.
With our credit?
Credit Karma can show us how to improve our credit for free. Then we can get a place at the bigger yard.
Yay! Intuit Credit Karma. Download the app today.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle. Really?
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
I could have sworn it was open.
Rookie move. I was a rookie once.
Caitlin Clark.
Aren't you Rookie of the Year? That was last year. Ancient history. The stories that I could tell you. Here, pull up a chair. Okay, I meant this rookie driver made that rookie move. Whoa. Dude, you need someone with more experience. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, State Farm's here to help, no matter how long you've been in the game.
Game? Oh, man.
Rookie move. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sausage looks good. Very great.
They're still great, Grandpa.
See? Told ya.
They're good.
Clem's not a morning person or a people person, but he is an I can solve this in 4 different ways person. You need Clem. Clem needs benefits. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for Clem. Let our expertise round out yours.
Lowe's knows the perfect gifts don't have to stretch your budget. That's why we offer a free select tool when you buy select tools and batteries from our top brands. So perfecting the holidays,
Oh, you're good.
is easier than ever. Lowe's knows how to help you holiday.
Phil Murphy here in studio alongside Seth Greenberg and Malcolm Huckabee. Coming up on the Jeep halftime report. Number 1, Tennessee facing a test at Illinois. Number 2, Auburn has a player do something we haven't seen this century. Our SEC blue blood in this game. Game's being kept close by Louisville.
Yeah, they're doing a great job, Coach, not turning the ball over. Louisville, only 1 turnover in the first half so far. That's a big reason why they're in this game.
So impressed with Kentucky, their spacing, the ball movement, their ability to cut and play off the basketball, playing for each other. 12 assists, 14 field goals. That speaks volumes to ball movement, people movement, and making good decisions.
Dan, Jay, we'll see you at the half.
Guys, thank you. Looking forward to it. You all mentioned Auburn. You and I both watched some of the Auburn game before we came over here. I mean, they annihilated Ohio State today, 91-53. They are so locked in at both the offensive end and the defensive end right now.
They shot it well. Janai Broom had 16 points and 15 rebounds in the first half. I can't recall seeing that. 15 rebounds in the first half.
We will see Auburn in Birmingham next Saturday. They will take on Purdue. The Boilermakers lost today at home. Oh, it was in Indianapolis, I believe. Excuse me. In Indy to Texas A&M. I mean the SEC, like game after game, day after day, week after week. Insane how good that conference is right now. Hepburn a miss. Look at the follow. Scott got a piece of it, but it's off him and out of bounds.
Louisville hanging in on the offensive glass. Weren't able to corral that one, but 8 second chance points for Louisville. So in addition to taking care of the ball, they're getting a shot just about every time down.
Williams into Carr. Hepburn stripped him. Saves it. No, he didn't. His foot was out of bounds, so it'll be Kentucky ball. Chucky Hepburn is just a defensive menace. He's had 6 or more steals 3 times in a game this year.
He's averaging over 3 steals per game. That's second in the country. Just so disruptive, and he reads situations so well.
Williams guarded by Scott. Now finds Brea. Misses the 3, and a nice job there. Hadley sealing off Carr, and a foul on Carr going over the back.
Even though Hadley, because he was trying to seal off Carr, couldn't grab the rebound, he was just able to tip it to Chucky Hepburn. If that had not been called, Hepburn had the ball and was ready to take it the other way. So far, Reed Smith hasn't been able to get any opening. They're switching right off on him.
Hepburn with a chance for 3. Well, he is not the biggest guy in the world, but he plays a lot bigger than what he's listed at. When he wants to get somewhere, he gets there.
Well, they were bringing Reed Smith up to the ball, and that he gave a little brush screen there, and that just opened it up, a little switch, and that opened it up for Hepburn to just take it down the gut, down the lane line. And Hepburn, from his time at Wisconsin, can operate in the post and operate around the basket. Another guy that plays off 2 feet.
ACC Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. Get a load of what he did when they were down at Atlantis. Had a 16-point, 10-assist, 7-steal game in their blowout win of Indiana as Butler lays it in. And then he had 32 points against West Virginia. He is the head of the snake, without question, for the Cardinals.
No question. Louisville trying to switch some of that zoom action, just got caught on a back cut, taking advantage of that switch. It's such a good cutting Kentucky team. Very smart and very engaged. But they have not been disrupted on the offensive end very much at all.
Hepburn left this one short, had Carr on him, and didn't get a clean look at the rim. Butler. The trailer. And a foul is called. In Kentucky, they are outstanding at finding that trailing wing or big in transition.
Now you take a look here at Lamont Butler. When he comes down, he's setting a little staggered screen. He just cuts right to the bucket. And Louisville was in a switching situation. He took advantage of it, just basically slipping to the basket.
Well, we talk about a good passing team. Here's some numbers to back it up. On the season, as Scott sits with his 3rd foul, Kentucky has a 58% assist rate. They get an assist or have had an assist on 58% of their made buckets this year. That's 11th in the country. This year, today rather, 13 of 15. 13 assists on 15 field goals, 87%.
And with the numbers Kentucky's putting up, and the way they have been so efficient in transition, it feels like this lead should be bigger, doesn't it?
It does. When Hadley makes it smaller, count that as an up and under?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Very good. Boy, Hadley's a really good player. We've talked about him being a mismatch. He's more of a driver, but does a great job. That is an up and under move, a term of art in this game. But he's also an excellent rebounder. He leads this team in rebounding, over 8 per game, close to 3 offensive rebounds a game. So he can operate as a guard, he can operate down in the post.
Played at Northeastern, a year at a junior college, the last 2 years for the Colorado Buffaloes, and now his last year with Louisville, and he's a big part of this program. The foul, and a 1-and-1 coming for Kentucky.
Terrence Edwards not happy with the call. He got trying to blow up that little handoff, got caught for a grab.
Jay, that's 3 on him. So 3 on Scott, 3 on Edwards. And again, this is a thin team due to injuries. Pat Kelsey's only used 7 guys today. And a 1-and-1 for Jackson Robinson. Robinson had to play a lot of point guard the last couple of games. Butler was out. He's back today. Kerr Kriisa is out indefinitely with a broken foot, so Robinson, who's really an off guard or a wing, had to assume the vast majority of the point guard duties. Getting Butler back is big for the Wildcats.
And he did a great job, Jackson Robinson did. There's Kerr Kriisa in the blue. But Robinson, that was an 18-point comeback against Gonzaga in Seattle. That was a remarkable win for Kentucky.
Tied a program record, right? 16-point halftime deficit that they overcame at 90-89. What a game that was out in Seattle. Hepburn has to force it up and hit it. With 1 on the shot clock, Chucky Hepburn bangs down a 3.
Cold-blooded. Then he just about gets a steal and does.
And it's going to be Louisville ball, down by 4, just over a minute to go in the half, as they continue to hang in there for the Wildcats.
Kobe Brea gets a deflection, and then with the shot clock winding down, Chucky Hepburn from deep, and then follows it up, disrupting on the other end, knocking the ball away. Now Louisville with an opportunity to make this a 1-possession game. This is an important minute 8. Louisville's got the possession arrow. If they can get a score here and a stop, and get the ball first to start the second half, get a little momentum going, a little silent run.
And Irus, the freshman, back in because of the foul trouble that others have, and now a foul away from the ball on Kentucky. It'll be on Garrison, his second. And it's going to be Hadley at the line for the Cardinals.
So they just put a little back screen there. A diagonal back screen to free up Rain Smith. Rain Smith was setting it, but that was to free him up at the 3-point line with Hadley as the cutter.
And he misses the front end.
But Kentucky does such a good job of spreading the floor.
Butler the drive. Offensive foul. And now Jeb Hartness says, I got to travel on Butler before the contact. So it's still Louisville ball, but it's a travel instead of an offensive foul. Either way, Louisville ball. And a 12-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. They are as close as they have been in a while. Ten to shoot. Hepburn calling out a play. Brea switches onto him. Waterman baseline, no good, and Williams has it for Kentucky. 10 seconds on the game clock. Butler the drive. Up and in. And Kentucky will take a 6-point lead into the locker room at halftime.
Lamont Butler with a little euro, a discard. The deceleration is what made the play by Lamont Butler.